You know, sometimes I feel like I can see the future, and this is how I'll lose a lot of money in the future. And with that, welcome to another look at the Bricklink designer program. We'll jump right in because we're in the middle of a voting phase, right? You can still vote until February 20th. I already have some of my votes in. You can vote for as many sets as you like. There are 3 options. Not for me, like it and love it. How Bricklink actually counts these votes, that's not very transparent. They'll pick certain sets, 5 in total, all at different price points, all at different sizes, and different themes. Otherwise, this program would very much live up to its unofficial title as the Bricklink Castle Designer Program. So there's a lot of castle in here. There are a lot of entries in general, 599 to be precise. So I decided to just pick a couple of my favorites and I'll show them to you. I can break them down by theme as well. They are medieval castle, space, sci-fi and fantasy, building, pirate, vehicles, including boats and airplanes, art or object, we'll look at one of them as well, floral, nature, animal, as well as history, period and train. Very ominous. A lot of different themes. If you are interested in that, let me know. Depending on how well this video does, I can break them down by theme and just show you my 10 picks per theme. But for now, I think we'll just jump right into the action with 2 kiosks. I like both of them. Both have their strengths as well as their weaknesses. We'll just look at both of them. Here's the first one, and it's a cool kiosk. I like that it includes a couple of pigeons as well as this street lamp, kind of reduced, but I also like this cable going down here. Let's look at the other side. This is a cool advertisement, which probably will be a sticker. That's the thing with the Bricklink designer program. Things that aren't prints in the Lego catalog right now, in the parts catalog right now, will be stickers, which is unfortunate. But I like this floral arrangement they have growing up over here. And overall, it's a cool kiosk. It's a nice little set. I'm not thrilled about the minifix, but I never am when it comes to Bricklink designer programs. I like that you can, you know, lift the roof and get easier access like that. And then, is this really a kiosk? Sells a lot of donuts, a lot of coffee. It's more like a coffee shop to me. Interesting. This post box is probably a very British-inspired post box. I don't think they have a crown like that on the top of them, though. But there's a letter down here as well. So this is one of the kiosks. Has a little door at the back. Looks good. I like it. I like the window. This is a good idea. Comes in on the smaller side for the Bricklink designer program with just 729 pieces, 3 stickers, and it's by Hostas Builds. That's one of the kiosks. Here is the other one, and I like that this one opens up. I very much question the presentation of this. I don't know why it's so dark. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me personally. I see they played around in Photoshop or in Studio with illumination, which in a way is always cheating when it comes to presenting these sets in the Bricklink designer program, but it's allowed, so obviously they can do that. I don't think that person did themselves a lot of favors though. Who built this? Itavix. There's just too much shadow on here. I like that you can, you know, open the roof, take that off and then get access. I really like how it opens up. This is a really cool concept, and I think I've seen kiosks like that in the real world. That's just a good idea. I still don't know why there's so many shadows on here. Apparently they also sell records. There was a guitar in here, there's a boombox in here, a couple of cats, and then, yeah, this is a little bit better, but it's still too dark. There's, yeah, I can, now that I really look for it, I can see there's a game controller lying here. There are a couple of Lego sets, all cool prints. I like that they included the prints from the Haunted House, the Creator 3-in-1 one. Cool printed tiles. Yeah, there's a guitar in the back, a couple of micro figs. This is the print that came with the Leonardo da Vinci flying machine. Also a cool part. But why is there so much shadow on this? This could look so cool if it was properly lit, I feel like. The street lamps are cool. I like what it looks like when it's closed up. I did not need these minifigs, the skateboard, all of that is, yeah. I just wish Itavix had put more thought into properly illuminating these renders than into getting these minifigs. I think this one would have been fine. I did not need the rest of them. Good. These are the two kiosks. I like them. I wish I had a kiosk like that. Either one of them, I hope one of them wins. They are cool. But here's the big one. Lots and lots and lots of Lego city builders want a hospital. And this is one. The Red Rose Hospital, and I'm probably going to butcher the name of the person who created this, Pierre Bourgoin, I guess. Cool hospital. I like this one a lot. Let's look at the individual pictures. Again, another skateboard. Okay, I get that people get injured on skateboards. That makes sense, but there's a baby on the skateboard, next to the skateboard? What is that about? Interesting. The interior looks really good, and a modular-esque, modular-adjacent hospital is something we need. There's no modular currently in the lineup like that. It would be a good idea to add that to every Lego city. And this is really, really a good looking one. Several floors on the ground, you have an MRI machine, which is nice. There's a Lego MRI set, which I think went to hospitals and they could, show kids what it's like to go into the MRI if they were scared, stuff like that. But this set has its own MRI machine. There's a reception and waiting room, medical care, nurse desk, toilets, always a plus, always something that's very popular with Lego sets. A canteen on the first floor, great. And then the second floor has the hospital director desk, as well as an operating and recovery room. And it looks appealing from the outside as well. I think this is a helicopter landing pad, which is nice. Let's look at more pictures. The tree build, I think, is all right. It's not the best tree I've ever seen. I mean, Lego themselves probably wouldn't do it any better. I like this outside area of the canteen, right? This balcony with these black elements, that looks really good. It comes with an emergency vehicle, which is nice. Here we are on the second floor. This is probably the director's office. And then there are two operating rooms, or a waiting room and a operating room. This statue, I'm not super sure about, but okay, I'm in. I like it. There's a working elevator, apparently. That's really, really nice. I like that a lot. All of these individual details look really good. Here you can see something I find questionable though. In Studio you can turn on a setting, as far as I know, that gives you used pieces. And that's why these windows look like that. They're scratched and all the other individual parts are scratched as well. If we take a look at another picture, yeah, you can see it here, you can see it on this chair. Pretty much everywhere, if you look really closely, you find that these pieces look used. I didn't like how the kiosk was illuminated. I don't like this setting. I get it for the windows. That is a cool effect. But why would you want every other piece to look that used? That just, I don't get that. Yeah, same over here, just, micro scratches. Why would you want that on your entry indie Bricklink designer program that's depicting a hospital? Something famously clean, hopefully at least. I don't understand that, but I really like what the set looks like. This is cool. Yeah, this is one of the toilets probably. Have a police officer coming out. I'm not super thrilled about this emergency vehicle. I think these tires look way too big on here. But I mean, I have a problem with most 6 wide vehicles in general. And a lot of the vehicles in the Bricklink designer program, unfortunately, at least as far as I could tell, have these 6 wide vehicles. That said, I really like this hospital. I think this is a good idea and a good addition to every city. But let's move on to an art piece. This is The Moon by Sharky Bricks BL. And it just kind of speaks to me in a way. I really like the way the moon has been done. I like the different moon phases. It comes with an astronaut. This is kind of cool. How many pieces? 2,479. That's a lot. So the maximum is 4,000. And that's a big number of total parts. For an arts set, I feel like that set. Lego just revealed the Monet lily pad painting, and that thing is so expensive. It's because it has a lot of parts, a lot of small parts, and that's just the direction the art theme is going in, I feel like. But let's look at the details. You can detach the minifig stand that comes with these droids, probes, I don't know, and then you have this little scale at the bottom here, which I don't really understand. I'm sure there's some rhyme or reason to that. The designer decided to include the Star-Spangled Banner. Maybe they give you other flags as well. I think the Europeans are on their way to the moon again. I think a German person is supposed to go to the moon very soon. At least that's what I heard. Correct me if I'm wrong. And here you have these modules, some kind of satellite. And this is probably depicting Apollo 11 with a microscale figure next to it. So I just wanted to showcase one of the arts sets, and I like the moon. So here's that by Sharky Bricks. I like the moon. You can turn it around. Oh yeah, this is just something I very recently learned, apparently. So I've never been to the southern hemisphere, but the moon is upside down over there. Isn't that interesting? So you can turn it around depending on where you live, whether you live in the northern hemisphere or in the southern hemisphere, which is a nice touch. It's a good inclusion. I like this a lot. Don't know what that smiley face does, but okay. Yeah, one of the art sets. Now, there are two beasts in this series, in Series 10, and I think we should look at both of them because there's something about them I really like. First, look at Elephant Surprise by Night Lores, and I really like the armor. I like the gold accents. This looks pretty cool to me. And I even like the minifigs, I think. This is a torso and leg combination, which, you know, I think I could probably use. I don't know who Joffrey is or why he is exploring the desert, but I like Biscuit, right? The desert mouse, famously elephants scared of mice. But Rollo the elephant looks pretty good, and he goes well with the Dustmark Keep, which is referenced in this little map, which is kind of cool. I don't know if this is the same designer though. I just wanted to show you this because I really like the armor, and I wish this elephant had that kind of armor. This siege beast is something I want a little bit more than an actual elephant. I don't need a real life elephant. I want a fantasy beast like that, but I wish it had the armor from the other one. This one by Brickhacker looks really, really good. I like the chains so much more, this entire thing on top with a working catapult. This is just cool to me. Look at the pose you can get out of him. Very much inspired by The Lord of the Rings, I would imagine, where we have Legolas and Gimli fighting in a battle with siege beasts. I don't know why this base was necessary. It reminds me a lot of the AT-AT from the MIDI scale, which was recently released in the Star Wars theme, right? I think apparently this can just, you know, articulate and move without it. So I don't know why that was necessary. I would have liked these parts, yeah, to probably go somewhere else. I don't see the necessity of that. Unless it's very unstable without it, we don't know. But this looks so cool. I like the minifigs that are included. I think I can work with them. Yeah, even though I'm not a castle guy at all, this siege beast, this fantasy beast is something I would really, really like. How many pieces? Not that many. 1,500. That's good, yeah. It's a strong contender for sure. Moving on to one of my themes, right? Monsters, haunted stuff. This is the Haunted Cemetery by Arachno, and I think I've seen this before in another series as well. It's a really small, dense cemetery that just looks really good. And yeah, of course, she makes another appearance since this piece has been introduced to Pick a Brick. So many of these sets actually use either the entire minifig or parts of her. And rightly so. It was my minifig of the year last year, and it still holds up. It looks so good. I really like this build. I really like this tree as well. Just something that is dense, and in this case houses a couple of bats, which is nice. There is a specter, yeah, a phantom floating in the air, which I like as well. You know, one of these knights turned into a ghost. That's cool. A pumpkin-headed villager, peasant, I guess, statues. This is a really cool build. How big is it? Pretty big, 2,292 parts, but I like the chapel as well. Yeah, parts of it come off, the roof comes off. This is cool. You can apparently find cursed treasure, turn the lever, remove the tomb's lid. We saw a very similar mechanism, something that could remove a tomb's lid in the adventure in Transylvania as well. There are a couple of skeletons underneath the chapel. This is a cool cemetery build. I want this. Please, guys and girls, vote for this one. I like this one a lot. And another one, which is, you know, similar theme, is the Raven Healer by Mictor, which is a really small set, right? Just 453 parts, but I really like this carriage as well as, you know, I like ravens in general. I like this cauldron, this looks good. I'm not so sure about the buildable brick build Raven, but the fact that you have an alternate look for the Raven Healer is cool. And the carriage is just a cool build. You get a tree, you get a little cauldron scene. Pretty good. And you know, if none of the bigger gothic horror monster themed builds make it to the final, I'll take this one as well. Oh, by the way, yeah, I hope Tiago gets money every time they show one of his little tiles, right? They are in a lot of sets. This is the Raven Healer in his little carriage, lots of detail in there, a little book. This is a cool set. I like this one as well. Then there's one more thing I wanted to talk about in this video because I think, does this look familiar to you? It should, because I think it's inspired by something else. Let me show you. I've had this set down here underneath my desk for a while now, and I never got around to show you. This is my Lego movie Welcome to Apocalypseburg, and I very much think that Tang Taizong's Palisade Point in Series 10 of the Bricklink Designer Program is a homage to this set. If you want to see me build and unbox that, let me know in the comments. Subscribe while you're down there. This is a cool build. I primarily bought it for the cool minifigs, the Apocalypse Batman, as well as the very much exclusive Harley Quinn that's in this set. So this is coming soon. But let's look at Palisade Point. Yeah, you can tell this is another apocalypse town. I'm not super sure about the colors, but I like the concept. A chaotic building like that in the apocalypse. And the minifigs they created for this are unhinged, very much on point. Nice little diner in here, wanted posters. What more can you ask for? And it looks good on the back as well. It's not an open back, it's just, you know, a 360 completed building. Close to 4,000 parts, 3,681. I really like the way these walls were designed. There's a picture from the inside, yeah, right here, where you can see these are plates on top of each other at an angle, which gives you that cool effect on the outside. It's nice on the inside too. There's a lot of ramen in this shop, orange juice, a couple of air tanks, everything you need for the apocalypse, I guess. And there's just a lot to unpack on the outside. These are the minifigs. Sure, why not have a hot dog mascot? These cops with these shoulder plates look cool. You have another cop with a wooden peg. He wears some kind of armor. This is the hairpiece from the vampire lady we talked about. And yeah, she's in every set apparently, at least partially. You have this pirate looking guy. All of these look kind of cool, kind of apocalyptic in the best sense of the word. So I figured I'll showcase this one for you because I'm sure there are some people who don't have Apocalypseburg, and I am very fortunate that I managed to pick that up a couple of weeks ago. But this might just be the next best thing if you really wanted the build. Obviously it has a statue head and can shoot lasers out of the eyes. This is a cool set for people who just want something unhinged, I feel like. If you like this, make sure you vote for that. If you liked any of the other ones, vote for them. Have a look, there are 599, there's a lot. We'll see the result of this voting on March 19th. That's when the 5 finalists, the 5 winners will be announced. Make sure to get your vote in. And if you like this video, make sure to get your vote in down there. Sub to the channel if you haven't. If you really want to support me a little more, obviously there's a Patreon, you don't have to do that. It's there just in case, but I really need a little bit more watch time, so if you could watch another video, that would be awesome. There's more stuff on the end screen now. See you soon. Bye bye.
Welcome to my ant car. This is just a hangout. Yeah, I'm a crank that shit. Bro, that's so damn loud. It's nothing but a little intermission. Enjoy these soothing bars of utter indecision. Buddy people, you can trust me. It's an ant card. I know all those fire jokes get you saying hard. It's an ant card. This shit ain't some voodoo, bro. I know you want to stay, but it's time for you to go.